Imagine standing before an ancient door weathered by time, adorned with intricate symbols and mysterious inscriptions. Behind it lies a realm of knowledge so profound that to gaze upon it would alter your very essence. You've heard whispers about this door from those who have ventured close, those who claim to have glimpsed its secrets. But the path to it remains veiled in shadow, reserved for those who are truly ready to understand. What if I told you that the key to infinite wisdom isn't hidden in some distant sacred temple but within you, waiting to be unlocked? What if the answers to your most profound questions have been within your grasp this entire time, lying dormant in the depths of your consciousness, just waiting for you to awaken them? The truth is, the secret to accessing infinite wisdom has been passed down through the ages, encrypted in sacred texts, guarded by ancient masters, and woven into the fabric of human history. It's a truth so simple, yet so elusive, one that transcends the limitations of the mind and taps into the eternal well of universal knowledge. But how do we access this wisdom? How can we, mere mortals, break through the veils of illusion and tap into the boundless source that has always been there? In this video, we will journey together through the mysteries of the ancient world and the teachings that have withstood the test of time. We will explore the nature of wisdom itself, uncovering its deepest secrets and discovering how we can align ourselves with this boundless flow of knowledge. We will delve into the philosophies, spiritual practices, and personal techniques that unlock the door to infinite wisdom, and we will reveal how you can begin this journey today. Prepare yourself, for this is not just a quest for knowledge, it is a journey into the very core of existence, where the past, present, and future converge, and where the answers you seek are not merely learned but experienced. To understand the secret to infinite wisdom, we must first delve into the ancient quest for knowledge, a journey that has spanned millennia. The idea of wisdom, of tapping into something greater than the individual mind, has been a central theme across many cultures and spiritual traditions. From the mystics of the East to the philosophers of the West, the pursuit of profound knowledge has shaped humanity's spiritual and intellectual evolution. In ancient Greece, wisdom was the highest of virtues. The famed philosopher Socrates believed that wisdom was the recognition of one's own ignorance, and through this recognition one could begin the path toward true understanding. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing, he famously stated. To the Greeks, wisdom was not merely intellectual. It was a transformative force, capable of reshaping the soul. Socrates' dialogues were a way of peeling back the layers of the self, revealing the inner workings of the human mind, and in turn unlocking the deeper truths of the universe. In Eastern traditions, particularly in the teachings of Taoism and Buddhism, wisdom is not something that is acquired through the intellect, but is a state of being, an intuitive understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. The Tao Te Ching, written by the sage Laozi, teaches that true wisdom comes from alignment with the Tao, the natural flow of the universe. It is not about mastering knowledge, but about allowing oneself to be in harmony with the ever-changing currents of life. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Laozi wrote, "The wisdom of the Tao is not something to be grasped. It is something to be surrendered to, flowing effortlessly when one releases the need for control." The ancient Indian wisdom of the Upanishads presents yet another facet of this pursuit. In these sacred texts, the concept of Atman, the individual soul, is linked to Brahman, the universal consciousness. Here, wisdom is the realization that the individual self is but a fragment of the greater whole. True wisdom is the recognition that we are not separate from the universe, but intimately connected to it. The Upanishads teach that by meditating deeply on this connection, one can transcend the illusion of the ego and attain the highest wisdom. Meanwhile, in the mystical traditions of the West, such as Kabbalah and alchemy, wisdom is seen as both an inner and outer pursuit. The alchemists sought the philosopher's stone, an elusive substance that could transmute base metals into gold. Yet, their true quest was not for wealth, but for spiritual enlightenment, a symbolic process of refining the self through knowledge and transformation. The Kabbalists, through the tree of life, mapped out the path toward divine wisdom, showing that the seeker must ascend through different spheres of consciousness, each offering new insights into the nature of existence. Throughout history, wisdom has been portrayed as a journey, one that requires the seeker to confront their own limitations, transcend the boundaries of ordinary understanding, and dive into the deeper mysteries of the universe. It has always been a pursuit for the few, the dedicated, those willing to challenge the boundaries of their own minds and embrace the unknown. Now that we've explored the rich history and philosophical roots of wisdom, we must begin our deeper investigation into the nature of infinite wisdom itself. What exactly is it? How can something as boundless as wisdom be comprehended by a limited human mind? Infinite wisdom at its core is not merely an accumulation of knowledge, nor is it confined to intellectual understanding. It is the realization of the interconnectedness of all things, a direct experience of the unity of the universe. It is a state of consciousness, a way of being, that transcends the limitations of individual thought and taps into a timeless eternal source. Let us begin with an analogy that may help us understand this paradox. Imagine standing on the shore of an ocean. The ocean is vast, seemingly endless, and filled with mysteries. You, standing at the edge, can only see as far as the horizon, but you know that beneath the surface lies a world far beyond your current perception. Your mind is like the shore, confined to the edge of what you can see, while the ocean represents infinite wisdom, vast, limitless, and ever-expanding. Most people spend their lives at the edge of this ocean, believing that what they see is all that exists. They gather bits of knowledge like pebbles on the shore, thinking that by accumulating more and more they will somehow understand the whole. But the true seeker dives into the ocean itself. They do not merely collect knowledge, they experience the ocean. They allow themselves to become one with it. In doing so, they access wisdom not through intellectual effort, but through direct communion with the infinite. This brings us to the core distinction between ordinary knowledge and infinite wisdom. Ordinary knowledge is based on the accumulation of facts, figures, and concepts. It is limited by time, space, and the mind's capacity for understanding. Infinite wisdom, on the other hand, exists beyond these constraints. It is timeless and boundless, accessible only when the mind transcends its limitations and aligns itself with the greater flow of the universe. But how does one access this wisdom? The answer lies in shifting your perspective, transforming the way you approach knowledge and understanding. You must let go of the need to know everything in the conventional sense. Instead, you must open yourself to the possibility that wisdom is already within you, waiting to be revealed. One of the primary ways to access infinite wisdom is through meditation. Meditation in its truest form is not simply a technique for relaxation. It is a method of silencing the mind, stripping away the layers of falsehoods and distractions, and creating space for the wisdom of the universe to enter. The practice of stillness, of quieting the internal chatter, allows you to attune your consciousness to the subtle frequencies of higher knowledge. In this space, you are no longer bound by the limits of your mind. You are instead in direct contact with the infinite. Another key aspect of accessing infinite wisdom is the cultivation of presence. The greatest wisdom comes not from thinking about the past or future, but from experiencing the present moment with full awareness. When you are fully present, your mind becomes a clear vessel through which wisdom can flow. This is why sages throughout history have emphasized the importance of being here and now. In this state of total presence, the veil of illusion is lifted, and you are able to see the deeper truths that lie beneath the surface of everyday life. Consider the example of the great sages and mystics of ancient times. Figures like Buddha, Lao-Tzu, and even Socrates, each of them transcended the conventional ways of knowing, by embracing the wisdom that existed beyond their thoughts. They practiced stillness, cultivated deep presence, and opened themselves to the eternal flow of wisdom. They were not simply intellectuals seeking knowledge, they were spiritual masters who embodied wisdom as a living, breathing reality. Thus, the first step to accessing infinite wisdom is the realization that it is not something you gain or acquire. It is something that you become. By quieting the mind, being present, and aligning yourself with the deeper currents of existence, you become a channel through which infinite wisdom can flow. Infinite wisdom in its fullest form, does not just lie in grasping abstract concepts or philosophies. It is about integrating this wisdom into every facet of your life. As we begin to understand that true wisdom transcends intellect, we realize that it manifests most powerfully in the way we live, in our actions, decisions, relationships, and even in our ability to navigate challenges. Let us explore this further with an ancient metaphor. The tree of wisdom. Imagine wisdom as a great tree, its roots reaching deep into the soil of universal knowledge. The trunk of the tree represents your individual experience, while the branches and leaves represent the many expressions of wisdom that arise when you allow yourself to grow in harmony with the tree. The deeper the roots, the more expansive the branches, each experience adding layers of understanding, expanding your capacity to live in alignment with the divine flow of life. But what if we look closer at the roots? They are not always visible, and much of the growth happens in the unseen realms beneath the surface. In the same way, infinite wisdom often operates in the background of our lives, guiding us without our conscious awareness. It speaks to us in subtle signs, the synchronicities that appear just when we need them, the intuitive flashes that guide our decisions, and the quiet nudges that lead us down paths we had not anticipated. These are not random occurrences. They are the whispers of wisdom speaking through the universe and through our own inner knowing. In this way, wisdom is not just a matter of acquiring knowledge. It is about alignment. The more aligned you are with the natural flow of the universe, the more readily wisdom reveals itself to you. It is not about striving to find wisdom, but about cultivating an openness to receive it. You must learn to trust the subtle guidance that arises within you, even when it defies logic or reason. The path to wisdom often requires surrendering your need for control and allowing the flow of life to unfold with trust and faith. Another aspect of infinite wisdom is the concept of paradox. In the world of finite knowledge, things are often either right or wrong, true or false. But infinite wisdom exists in the realm of paradox, where seemingly contradictory truths coexist. It is the realization that life is both joy and sorrow, both light and darkness, and that both are essential parts of the greater whole. Embracing paradox allows you to transcend dualistic thinking and perceive the deeper unified truth that lies beyond opposites. Consider the paradox of the warrior sage, a figure who embodies both strength and humility, discipline and compassion. To the ordinary mind, these qualities seem contradictory. Yet, the wise understand that these dualities coexist, and it is only through the integration of both that one can access true wisdom. The warrior sage knows when to act with force and when to yield with grace. They understand that the world is neither black nor white, but a spectrum of shades, each one offering a unique lesson. This paradoxical nature of wisdom is also evident in the teachings of Carl Jung, who explored the concept of the shadow, those hidden repressed parts of ourselves that we often choose to ignore. Jung argued that true wisdom could only be achieved by embracing the shadow, integrating it into the conscious self, and understanding its role in the development of the whole person. Infinite wisdom, then, is not about rejecting the darker aspects of life or the self, but about understanding and accepting them as vital parts of the journey toward wholeness. In practical terms, this means that the pursuit of wisdom requires the courage to face your own darkness, the fears, doubts, and unresolved emotions that lurk beneath the surface. Only by embracing these parts of yourself can you unlock the full potential of your being and truly align with the flow of infinite wisdom. Thus, the deeper you go in your exploration of wisdom, the more you begin to see that it is not just an external pursuit. It is an internal process of integration, transformation, and awakening. Wisdom, in its highest form, transcends knowledge and becomes embodiment, the way you walk, speak, and interact with the world. It is the ability to live in harmony with the flow of existence, to see the interconnectedness of all things, and to act from a place of profound inner knowing. Now that we've explored the nature and deeper layers of infinite wisdom, the next crucial step is understanding how to practically apply this knowledge in your life. How can you shift from theoretical understanding to real, transformative action? How do you integrate the principles of infinite wisdom into the very fabric of your everyday existence? The key here is not to seek wisdom externally, but to cultivate an internal environment that naturally invites wisdom to flow. Below are the practical steps and techniques that will guide you in this transformative process. 1. Practice, meditation, and mindfulness. The first and most important tool in your journey is the practice of meditation. As mentioned earlier, meditation is not just about clearing the mind, it is about creating space for wisdom to emerge. The practice of meditation quiets the chatter of the ego and allows you to connect with the deeper, timeless layers of your being. This space of stillness is where infinite wisdom can be accessed. To begin, find a quiet place and close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Feel the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. As thoughts arise, simply observe them without attachment. Don't judge or chase them. Simply allow them to come and go like clouds passing in the sky. Over time, this practice will sharpen your awareness and cultivate a deeper connection to your own inner wisdom. Mindfulness, the art of being fully present in each moment, is another powerful practice that can help you access infinite wisdom. When you are present, you are no longer bound by the past or future. You allow wisdom to arise in the here and now. Whether you are walking, eating, or engaging in conversation, practice being fully aware of your surroundings, your actions, and your emotions. In doing so, you begin to align with the flow of wisdom that exists in the present moment. 2. Embrace the shadow within. As we discussed earlier, infinite wisdom requires embracing the paradox of life, which includes integrating the darker aspects of yourself. This is where the concept of the shadow comes in. A concept developed by Carl Jung. The shadow represents the parts of yourself that you have repressed or denied, whether it's fear, anger, guilt, or even unresolved desires. To access wisdom, you must confront these aspects of yourself with compassion and acceptance. This doesn't mean allowing your shadow to control you, but rather recognizing its presence and learning from it. Reflect on the parts of yourself you tend to ignore or suppress. Journal about these feelings and ask yourself, what lessons do they hold? How do they contribute to my understanding of who I am? By integrating the shadow, you free yourself from the constraints of fear and denial, allowing wisdom to manifest in a more authentic, embodied way. The wisdom that arises from facing the shadow is deeper and more powerful than any knowledge gained through external sources. 3. Cultivate deep presence and awareness. The ability to be present in every moment is perhaps the most direct and effective way to access infinite wisdom. When you are fully present, you stop resisting the flow of life. You stop overthinking and start experiencing life as it is. One of the most profound practices for cultivating presence is to approach each task with full attention. Whether you are speaking to someone, working on a project, or simply sitting in nature, give your full presence to the experience. This doesn't mean you need to be perfect at it. Simply make the effort to be aware and engaged in whatever you are doing. Over time, this practice strengthens your connection to the present moment, allowing wisdom to flow through you without obstruction. The more you embody presence, the more wisdom will naturally arise, guiding you through life's challenges and decisions. 4. Let go of attachment and control. Infinite wisdom is accessed through surrender, not through force or control. The more you attempt to control your life, the more you block the flow of wisdom. This is why one of the most powerful practices is learning to let go of attachment to outcomes. Trust that life will unfold as it is meant to, and your role is to be open, receptive, and aligned with its flow. To practice surrender, begin by noticing the areas of your life where you cling to control. Are you obsessing over the future? Are you resisting the current moment because it doesn't fit your expectations? Start letting go of the need to control these situations. Instead, trust that the wisdom of the universe will guide you. Surrender doesn't mean passivity. It means releasing the need for control and trusting in the natural order of things. By doing so, you allow infinite wisdom to flow through you effortlessly, leading you to the right places at the right times. 5. Seek silence and solitude. Finally, to truly connect with infinite wisdom, you must seek periods of silence and solitude. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded by noise, whether it's from technology, social media, or the people around us. This constant influx of information drowns out the quiet whispers of wisdom. Take time each day to be alone in silence. Go for a walk in nature, meditate, or simply sit in stillness. These moments of solitude create the space for wisdom to arise. The more you embrace silence, the more you will tap into the vast reservoir of wisdom that exists beyond the mind. In these moments of solitude, allow yourself to ask questions about your life, your purpose, and the universe. Don't expect immediate answers, simply ask and trust that the answers will come when the time is right. In closing, the secret to infinite wisdom is not a treasure to be discovered, but a living, breathing truth that exists within you. It is a state of being that transcends knowledge, an experience of alignment with the universe itself. By meditating, embracing your shadow, cultivating presence, letting go of control, and seeking silence, you open yourself to the endless flow of wisdom that is always available to you. Remember, wisdom is not something to chase or grasp. It is something to embody and live. It is a journey, a path that unfolds as you allow yourself to grow and align with the deeper currents of existence. As you step onto this path, know that infinite wisdom is not a distant goal, but a present reality, always available, waiting for you to embrace it. The question is not whether you can access this wisdom, but when you are ready to open the door and step into the vast, limitless knowledge that awaits.